This was my shit whenever I was a kid, dog. I love this music. I love this music. For today's video, I want to discuss one beautiful game that has really affected my gaming life, like forever. It's this game that you're seeing right here, right now, F-Zero GX. Now, do take this with a grain of salt, but I believe F-Zero GX is one of the best racing games out there. Like, I know it has been released, there's no re-releases, there's no, like, sequels to the game, but hear me out, however. It involved some very, like, keen features to it that has been used in almost every single Nintendo racing game, like, including, like, in different other racing games in the future. Well, for starters, let me discuss the history of F-Zero, dating back to the SNES. In the original SNES, there was just 4 racers that you could pick from. And with this being said, you had a race on different tracks. Well, in order for you to actually use boost or to speed up, you had to use your health meter, which kind of sounded a little ridiculous at the time, but it made a huge difference when it came to you either finishing last place or you finishing first place. So, after a while, Nintendo realized, hey, we might have gotten ourselves a really good sequel. We've gotten ourselves maybe a good future game, which introduces us to F-Zero X. Now, with the game getting popular from the SNES version, it was destined to happen to have a new sequel. And yet again, this is the game that we got for the Nintendo 64. The first thing you're going to notice, especially with this game, is the fact that they added 26 more racers. So basically you had different options to choose from. Either you could choose like the fast vehicle, or you could actually choose the one that was very able with handling. No matter what, something bad was going to happen, especially. Each cup was specified to where it could have 6 tracks, and the difficulty was to the max. So novice is normal, expert is medium, and then there's master, which is the toughest one there is. So, as you can tell, they upped the ante on the difficulty of this, which in the long run helped the game get popular. Because no matter what, the Nintendo 64 has never experienced a racing game like this. Neither has the GameCube, which I'm about to talk about. Now, with that being said, the Nintendo 64 sales weren't as great as what the SNES sales of F-Zero were. Which begged the question as to Nintendo saying, what can we do to help this game get better? What can we do to make this game a little bit funner, to attract audiences, no matter what? The key to that? A story mode. And hear me out, a Captain Falcon story mode. With this story mode, it has 9 separate chapters to it, ranging from different ones, from Captain Falcon, like, pushing himself to the limit, trying to beat, like, a time limit of grabbing all the energy, to an actual, like, death-defying mission. And this story mode has been one of the most unpredictable ones from a racing game standpoint, because, I mean, it is F-Zero for Pete's sakes. However, the acting in this game is interesting.
Eliminate anyone who stands between me and the prize. Simple as that. Falcon, take this! Ah! What are you doing? Come out, Blood Falcon.
Yeah, whoever would play these parts definitely deserves an Emmy for basically just trying their hardest with this acting. However, it doesn't change the fact that this has been one of the best, like, hands down, like, story modes as well. It also offers a lot of challenge too, because it offers like only 3 different options. It's either normal, which is basically just the normal difficulty, then there's hard, and then it jumps all the way to super hard, where some of the missions, it increases the laps. Like if you're in a race, it goes from 3 laps to all the way to 5 laps where you're trying to survive. So you're basically just trying to survive at that point, which makes things a lot more interesting in the story mode mission. Another perk too with the story mode mission is that although there is 30 racers, after completing each mission mode on the super hard difficulty, you actually unlock another racer, which turns out is from the AX version of the game, which is basically the arcade version. This offers the chance to where you not only can get like 12 more racers in the process, but it offers a higher difficulty range, which propels players into wanting to perfect this game even more. That's why in this game I've tried countless times to at least get every single story mode mission finished. However, it never comes to tuition because of how difficult the game fucking is. It's way too difficult just for a racing game itself. And the last thing I want to discuss as well is, have you not listened to this soundtrack? This soundtrack is obviously one of the best there is. One of the best soundtracks ever. The last F-Zero game that we were going to discuss is F-Zero GP Legends. Now, if you've never heard about this game, let me just simplify it for you. It's just based off of the anime, the F-Zero anime that was released years ago. And however, it is also one of the very last racing games on the Game Boy Advance. Just like F-Zero GX, this game has a story mode. With it being said, you can play between 8 different characters. The first one being Rick Wheeler, where he's just a cop trying to go after Zoda. Which, after a while, you realize that you can actually play as Rick Wheeler, Jack Levin, Jody Summer. You can also play as Zoda, Black Shadow, Samurai Goro, Lisa, who is also an anime character as well from anime, and last but not least, Captain Falcon. All these characters were huge parts in the cartoon / anime, which honestly is the best part about this game, no matter what. It is so fun, and also a lot of the cups too are the same. You have different tracks that you can race on, and let's just say that it's kind of difficult, especially in the GameCube version. That'll completely do it for us with the history of F-Zero. I wasn't wanting to go full in depth with each game, but if you want me to do that in the near future, just leave it down like a comment about which one you want me to go more in depth with. I would love to do it, especially. I just wanted to go ahead and just give out the brief history about which games were first, which games were like my most favorite, which one had like what's distinctive difference between each and every single one of them. I hope you enjoyed as well. If you did, make sure to leave a like and comment, and also subscribe too. It helps me out a lot. That way I can actually make more content like this as well. And as you can see as well, I'm currently figuring out my entire house like thingamajiggy. Anyway, you guys, y'all have a wonderful night.